Chosen one, hear this with your spirit, not just your ears. You are not watching by accident, and this moment was not slipped into your life randomly. Heaven scheduled this encounter long before you took your first breath. Your prophetic scroll is being unsealed now, and you are standing at the edge of a kairos moment, an appointed hour written for you before time began. Chosen one. The weight you feel is not pressure, it is alignment. Something sealed is opening. Something delayed is being released. This could unfold today, tonight, or in the coming days, but the signal has already been sent from heaven's clock. As it is written, there is a time for everything and a season for every purpose under heaven. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1. This is not ordinary time. This is divine timing. Anointed one. The vision may have seemed to tarry, but the word declares it will surely come, and it will not delay. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3. You were preserved for this hour. You were hidden for this assignment. And now the gathering of the 144,000 is being prepared, and heaven is issuing instructions. Chosen one, prepare your heart. Expect awakening. Expect clarity. Expect activation in your spirit, your body, and your path. When the Lord rises upon you, your time has come. Isaiah chapter 60 verse 22. Stay with me. What is about to be revealed concerns your duty, your calling, and your place in what God is doing now. Chosen one. I want you to slow your spirit for a moment and truly hear this. Heaven is not whispering anymore. Something has shifted, and you are feeling it not in your mind, but in that deep place inside you that has always known you were set apart. This is not hype. This is not imagination. This is the stirring of a sealed scroll beginning to open at the exact moment it was written to open. There are seasons when God hides you, and there are moments when heaven calls you forward. You are standing at the threshold between those two realities right now. The waiting, the confusion, the years of feeling out of place were not wasted time. They were preparation time. I know this because I've lived it. I remember seasons when nothing made sense, doors closing without explanation, relationships fading without warning, and that constant inner tension that said there has to be more than this. Looking back, I see clearly now God was protecting the assignment while shaping the vessel. Chosen one. Heaven's timetable is in motion. This is not ordinary time. This is Kairos time. The kind of time that doesn't ask for permission, doesn't wait for comfort, and doesn't move according to human calendars. When Kairos arrives, it interrupts routine. It disrupts patterns. It awakens dormant callings. And right now, your life is being interrupted on purpose. You are not watching this because you were curious. You are here because something in your spirit recognized the frequency of this word. The scroll written about you before birth is not myth or metaphor. It is identity, it is assignment, and it is being accessed now. Scripture tells us that the vision has an appointed time, and though it seems to delay, it will not fail. That truth becomes real when you realize the delay wasn't denial, it was alignment. Chosen one. The number 144,000 is not just symbolic language. It represents a remnant, those preserved through pressure, refined through isolation, and trained through obscurity. These are not people chosen because they were flawless, but because they were faithful when no one was watching. You were never chosen because you were loud. You were chosen because you listened. You were never selected because you fit in. You were set apart because you didn't. If you've ever felt like your path was harder than it needed to be, if you've wondered why obedience seemed to cost you more than it cost others, if you've asked God why you had to learn things the hard way, this is why. You were being trained for discernment, not convenience, authority, not applause, depth, not shortcuts. I want to speak to something personal here because prophecy without honesty becomes performance. There were times in my own journey when I questioned whether I had misunderstood God. I had moments where I thought maybe I imagined the call, maybe I heard wrong. But every time I tried to settle for less peace left, every time I ignored the inner prompting, something felt off. That unrest was not punishment. It was alignment trying to pull me back on course. If you know that feeling, you already understand what I'm saying. Chosen one, heaven marks its servants early. That is why resistance showed up early in your life. That is why pressure came before clarity. That is why you were tested before you were trusted. The enemy does not attack empty vessels. He resists assignments. And the fact that you survived what was meant to silence you is proof that God preserved you for this hour. Many of you have had moments you couldn't explain, sudden peace in dangerous situations, warnings that came just in time, dreams that stayed with you long after you woke up. You may have dismissed them as coincidence. They were not. Those were check-ins from heaven, reminders that you are seen, tracked, and guarded. I've had those moments too, the kind that don't make sense until years later, when you realize something unseen stepped in and redirected the outcome. Chosen one identity always comes before instruction. Before God releases duty, He reveals who you are. And right now, heaven is reminding you of your true position. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are right on schedule, even if it didn't feel like it along the way. This next season will require you to move differently, not faster, clearer, not louder, deeper. The call on your life is maturing, and with that comes responsibility. Heaven is not awakening you to impress you. It is awakening you to prepare you. The next meeting of the chosen is not just a gathering, it is alignment. And alignment begins internally long before it becomes visible. So take this moment seriously. Let it settle. Let it search you. If something in you is resonating, that's not emotion, it's recognition. In the next part, we will begin to uncover what this calling actually demands of you and why preparation is not optional for those who carry sealed assignments. Stay here. Stay open. What comes next will clarify what your spirit has already been sensing. Chosen one. Now that your spirit is awake, we must go deeper. Awakening without understanding creates confusion, but awakening paired with revelation produces alignment. What you are stepping into is not a title, not a trend, and not a mystical fantasy. It is a calling that carries weight, responsibility, and consequence. The 144,000 are not a crowd. They are a pattern, a divine configuration of obedience, timing, and assignment. Heaven does not gather randomly. Every soul aligned to this calling has been positioned, tested, and refined with precision. And if you are hearing this with clarity rather than curiosity, it is because your spirit already knows this language. Chosen one. The mistake many people make is thinking the chosen are selected for privilege. In truth, they are selected for pressure. The seal of God is not a badge of honor, it is a mark of responsibility. It means you are trusted to carry something that cannot be diluted, distorted, or delayed. That is why your life has never followed the predictable path. That is why shortcuts never worked for you. Heaven was not being difficult. Heaven was being precise. I want to speak honestly here. There were times in my own journey when I envied people whose lives seemed simple. They could compromise without consequence. They could blend in without conviction. But every time I tried to step into that ease, something in my spirit resisted. It felt like wearing a life that didn't belong to me. That resistance is familiar to the chosen. It is the internal guardrail that keeps you from drifting too far from your assignment. Chosen one. The 144,000 are described in Scripture as those who remain undefiled, not because they were perfect, but because they were aligned. Alignment is deeper than behavior. It is loyalty of spirit. It is a refusal to bow internally, even when the world pressures you externally. You may have stumbled, you may have wrestled, but you never fully surrendered your core. That is what preserved you. The chosen are often misunderstood because their values do not match the system they live in. You see through things others celebrate. You sense danger where others feel comfort. You feel grief over what the world calls progress. That does not make you negative, it makes you discerning. Discernment is not judgment, it is perception sharpened by intimacy with God. Many chosen ones experience long seasons of isolation, and this is one of the most misunderstood aspects of the calling. Isolation is not abandonment, it is insulation. God often removes the noise before he releases the instructions. He reduces external voices so you can recognize his. I remember seasons when conversations felt empty, environments felt heavy, and even success felt hollow. At the time it felt lonely. Now I see it was holy. God was clearing space. Chosen one. This calling is ancient, but it is activated in real life. You still work, you still struggle, you still get tired. Being chosen does not remove your humanity, it sanctifies it. The difference is that your everyday decisions carry spiritual consequence. Your obedience shifts atmospheres. Your compromise creates ripples. This is why accountability in your life feels intense. God corrects you quickly because he trusts you deeply. The 144,000 are not identified by nationality, denomination, or appearance. They are identified by resonance. When truth is spoken, something in you responds before your mind catches up. When deception enters a room, your spirit tightens. When heaven speaks, you feel it in your body. That sensitivity is not weakness, it is calibration. You may have wondered why spiritual warfare seemed more aggressive in your life than in others. Why attacks came in cycles. Why just as things began to stabilize, another wave hit. This is not because you are failing, it is because you are effective. The enemy does not fight what poses no threat. And the fact that you are still standing means every attempt to derail you failed. Chosen one. The gathering that is approaching is not about recognition. It is about alignment of roles. Heaven is assembling pieces that have been scattered for a reason. Each chosen one carries a frequency, and when those frequencies align, something unlocks in the spirit realm. This is why preparation matters. You cannot walk into alignment carrying residue from old seasons. I want you to hear this clearly. Your calling is not optional. You can delay it. You can resist it. You can run from it. But you cannot erase it. I tried. Many of us did. But the call always circles back louder and more specific each time, not to punish, but to fulfill. God does not waste what he seals. Chosen one, this is the moment where understanding begins to turn into responsibility. Knowing who you are is only the beginning. What matters next is how you live, how you listen, and how you respond when heaven gives instruction. In the next part, we will begin to uncover why the upcoming gathering carries such urgency and what happens when the chosen are not ready. Stay with me. What comes next will challenge you, but it will also anchor you. Chosen one. What I am about to share now is not meant to stir fear, but to awaken focus. There is a difference. Fear scatters the mind, but urgency sharpens the spirit. And right now, heaven is sharpening you. The reason this message feels heavy is because it carries timing, not emotion. When God speaks about time, he is not casual, he is precise. You may have noticed something recently. Time feels different. Days move faster. seasons blur together. What once took years now unfolds in months, sometimes weeks. This acceleration is not imagined. It is a sign that heaven's timetable has shifted into a new phase. When divine acceleration begins, preparation becomes non-negotiable. Chosen one. There are moments in history when God gathers his remnant not to comfort them, but to commission them. These gatherings are not announced publicly. They are not organized by systems. They are summoned by the Spirit. The upcoming alignment of the 144,000 is one of those moments. It is not symbolic, it is strategic. I want to ground this in reality for a moment. Think about moments in your life when everything changed quickly, when one decision, one encounter, or one conversation redirected your path entirely. At the time, it felt sudden. Later, you realized it had been forming for years beneath the surface. That is how heaven moves. Quiet preparation, then decisive activation. Chosen one. This alignment is not just about proximity, it is about readiness. Many will hear about it. Few will recognize the call when it comes. Recognition requires sensitivity, and sensitivity is built in the hidden seasons. That is why your obscurity mattered. That is why your pruning hurt. Heaven was training your hearing. I remember a season when I ignored an inner prompting because it didn't make sense logically. Nothing disastrous happened immediately, but something delayed. Opportunities felt just out of reach. Peace felt incomplete. Only later did I realize I had hesitated in a moment that required immediate obedience. God redeemed it, but the lesson stayed with me. When heaven speaks, timing matters as much as obedience. Chosen one. The gathering of the remnant does not wait for convenience. It arrives at the appointed hour, whether people feel ready or not. This is why Scripture reminds us that when the Lord decides to act, He will do it swiftly. Swift does not mean rushed, it means exact. The delay you endured was not wasted time. It was training for swift obedience. You may be asking, what happens if someone is not ready? This is where the urgency becomes real. When heaven opens a gate, it does not remain open indefinitely. Divine windows have seasons. To miss the moment is not to lose salvation, it is to miss assignment. And assignments carry impact beyond the individual. Your readiness affects others connected to your obedience. Chosen one. Your life is interwoven with destinies you may never fully see. People you will pray for, protect, warn, or encourage. Places you will influence. Decisions you will help shape. When heaven positions you, it is never only for you. This is why preparation is love in action. Being ready is how you honor those you haven't met yet. The urgency you feel is not anxiety, it is awareness. Anxiety drains, awareness steadies. If you feel a pull toward prayer, stillness, or separation right now, do not resist it. That is heaven recalibrating your focus. I have learned that whenever God is about to move me, He quiets my environment first. Distractions lose appeal. Noise becomes unbearable. It is not isolation, it is alignment. Chosen one. The enemy understands timing too. That is why distraction increases right before activation. He cannot remove your seal, so he targets your attention. Endless scrolling, unnecessary conflict, emotional exhaustion. All of it serves one purpose: to dull your discernment. But the fact that you are still here, still listening, still seeking, means his strategy is failing. There is also another urgency I must speak about: unity. The chosen are not meant to function alone forever. Isolation has a season, but connection has a purpose. The gathering is not about individuality, it is about alignment. Each chosen one carries a piece, and only together does the structure become complete. This is why pride, comparison, and independence are tested so deeply in this calling. Heaven resists lone heroes. I want to be clear. Unity does not mean uniformity. You will not all look alike, think alike, or function alike, but you will recognize one another by spirit. There is a knowing that bypasses words, a resonance that confirms alignment. I have experienced this meeting someone and knowing within minutes that heaven had woven our paths intentionally. Those moments are increasing now. Chosen one. The urgency is not because something bad is coming. It is because something significant is arriving. Heaven is not panicking. Heaven is positioning. The call to readiness is an invitation, not a threat. But invitations still require response. In the next part, we will begin to speak clearly about what heaven is asking of you personally, the duties that refine readiness and prepare you to stand when the call comes. These are not burdens, they are anchors. They will stabilize you in the days ahead. Stay present, stay honest, stay open. The next revelation will bring clarity to what your spirit has already been sensing. Chosen one. Now we move from awareness into responsibility. Revelation always demands response. When heaven awakens identity, it follows with instruction. This is where many hesitate, not because they lack faith, but because truth carries weight. And the first duty assigned to you before the coming alignment is this: protect the truth. This duty may sound simple, but it is one of the most costly assignments heaven gives. Protecting the truth is not about winning arguments or proving others wrong. It is about stewardship. God entrusts truth only to those who will guard it without diluting it, bending it, or reshaping it to fit comfort. Chosen one. We are living in an age where deception does not look dark. It looks convincing. It borrows the language of light. It mimics revelation. It speaks confidently. And that is why discernment has become more important than passion. Passion without truth can mislead. Truth without compromise preserves lives. I want to ground this in real life. There were moments in my own journey when I felt pressure to soften what God showed me to make it more acceptable, more palatable, more popular. The temptation wasn't obvious rebellion. It was subtle adjustment. But every time I tried to adjust the message, peace left. That was the warning. Truth always carries peace, even when it confronts. Chosen one. Protecting the truth will sometimes isolate you. You may be misunderstood, labeled intense, or even rejected by people who once supported you. This is not because you are wrong. It is because truth exposes what lies try to hide. When light enters a room, shadows do not applaud, they retreat or resist. The chosen are not called to be harsh, but they are called to be clear. Clarity is kindness in God's economy. When you protect the truth, you protect the minds of the vulnerable, the faith of the searching, and the direction of those who cannot yet discern for themselves. This is why heaven watches closely how you handle revelation. Chosen one. Truth is not only what you speak, it is how you live. Hypocrisy damages truth faster than opposition. That is why your life has been shaped under pressure. God was aligning your character with your calling. A vessel that leaks compromises the message it carries. To protect the truth, you must first know it. This means you cannot rely on second-hand revelation. Borrowed conviction will not sustain you in confrontation. You must spend time in the presence of God until truth becomes familiar, until falsehood feels foreign the moment it appears. This familiarity does not come overnight. It is built in hidden places. You may have noticed that your tolerance for surface-level spirituality has decreased. Conversations that once excited you now feel empty. Messages that sound impressive but lack substance now unsettle you. This is discernment activating. Do not ignore it. That inner resistance is part of your assignment. Chosen one. Not every spiritual experience is from God. Not every dream is prophetic. Not every voice that sounds authoritative carries heaven's seal. Protecting the truth means you test what you receive before you repeat it. You weigh revelation against the character of God, the witness of the Spirit, and the fruit it produces. I have learned this the hard way. Early on, I shared something too quickly because it felt powerful. It stirred emotion, but it lacked clarity. The result was confusion, not freedom. God corrected me gently but firmly. From that moment, I understood accuracy matters more than urgency. Heaven is never in a hurry to spread confusion. Chosen one. The enemy fears those who guard truth because truth dismantles systems of deception. Lies require agreement to function. When truth enters, agreement breaks. That is why spiritual resistance often increases when you begin to walk clearly in this duty. You are interrupting something that relied on silence. There is also a personal aspect to this duty. Protecting the truth means refusing to lie to yourself. It means facing uncomfortable realities about motives, fears, and attachments. God will not allow you to preach truth outwardly while ignoring it inwardly. This internal alignment is what gives authority to your words. Chosen one. Some of you have been in seasons where God stripped away voices you trusted, leaders you admired, teachings you once leaned on. That was painful, but it was necessary. God was teaching you to recognize His voice above all others. Truth must be anchored in Him, not personalities. As the gathering approaches, this duty becomes even more critical. Those who protect the truth will be entrusted with deeper revelation. God only reveals more to those who honor what He has already spoken. Revelation increases with stewardship. I want you to hear this clearly. You are not responsible for how people react to the truth. You are responsible for how faithfully you carry it. Some will reject it. Some will resist it. Others will be saved by it quietly. Your role is obedience, not outcome. Chosen one, protecting the truth will require courage, restraint, and humility. Courage to speak when necessary. Restraint to stay silent when God has not released you. Humility to remain teachable even as you carry authority. These qualities are forged, not gifted. This duty sets the foundation for everything else. Without truth, intercession becomes misdirected. Light becomes distorted. Healing becomes compromised. Preparation becomes incomplete. That is why heaven begins here. In the next part, we will move into the second duty, interceding for nations, and why your prayers carry weight far beyond your personal life. What you are about to understand will change how you see prayer forever. Stay with me. The call is becoming clearer, and your role within it is unfolding step by step. Chosen one. Now we step into a duty that many feel, but few fully understand. This assignment will stretch your prayer life beyond personal needs and familiar boundaries. Your second duty is to intercede for nations. This is where your calling begins to move from the private realm into global consequence. Intercession at this level is not emotional prayer. It is not reactionary prayer. It is governmental prayer. It is standing in a priestly position between heaven and earth, carrying burdens that did not originate in your own life, but were entrusted to you by God Himself. If you have ever felt a sudden, unexplainable heaviness for a country you have never visited, if you have been awakened at night with a name, a city, or a people pressing on your spirit, if you have watched the news and felt grief deeper than empathy, almost like mourning that is not sensitivity, that is assignment. Chosen one. I remember the first time this happened to me clearly. I was going about my day when a nation I had no personal connection to flooded my thoughts. It wouldn't leave. Prayer became unavoidable. There was no logic to it, only urgency. Later events unfolded that mirrored what had been pressing on my spirit. That was when I understood intercession is heaven sharing its burden with you. The 144,000 are not only witnesses, they are watchmen. God stations his chosen strategically, some physically, some spiritually, to stand guard over territories. Your geography is not accidental. Even where you were born matters. Heaven does not scatter seeds randomly. Chosen one, interceding for nations requires maturity because it often involves praying through discomfort without immediate reward. You may never see the outcome. You may never know how your obedience shifted events. But heaven records every prayer offered in alignment. This type of intercession is not casual. It may require fasting when no one sees. It may require praying when you feel empty. It may require standing firm when fear tries to silence you. And it may require restraint, knowing what to pray, not just how much to pray. This is where discernment becomes essential. Not every burden is meant to be carried long term. Some are alerts, some are warnings, some are invitations. As you mature in this duty, you will learn the difference. God does not overload his intercessors, he trains them. Chosen one, interceding for nations is not about controlling outcomes. It is about aligning with heaven's will. Sometimes you will pray for mercy. Other times you will pray for exposure. Sometimes you will pray for delay. Other times for acceleration. This requires intimacy with God, not formulas. I want to say something important here. Intercession will cost you comfort. When you carry a nation in prayer, your emotions may feel heavier. Your spirit may feel stretched. That does not mean something is wrong. It means you are functioning in priestly capacity. This is why chosen ones often feel things deeply and struggle to turn it off. That depth is not a flaw. It is a feature, but it must be stewarded. You cannot carry everything all the time. You must learn to release burdens back to God once you have prayed them through. Chosen one, when you intercede, you are not alone. Angels are dispatched in response to aligned prayer. Scripture shows us that angelic movement is often triggered by human agreement with divine will. When you pray for a nation, you are not speaking into emptiness. You are activating unseen activity. This is why the enemy works so hard to exhaust intercessors. Fatigue dulls clarity. Burnout weakens authority. You must guard your rest. Rest is not retreat, it is strategy. Even Jesus withdrew before major shifts. Intercession also requires humility. You are not praying as a nation, but for it. This means releasing judgment, superiority, and resentment. God does not trust intercession to those who enjoy condemnation. He entrusts it to those who understand mercy. Chosen one. Some of you have been confused about why God hasn't answered prayers the way you expected. In intercession, the answer is not always visible. Sometimes the answer is restraint. Sometimes it is redirection. Sometimes it is protection you will never hear about. Heaven measures success differently than earth. As the gathering approaches, those who have been faithful in interceding for nations will carry unusual authority. Not because they are louder, but because they have been consistent. God entrusts influence to those who have already used power responsibly in private. If God places a nation on your heart, do not dismiss it. Write it down. Pray intentionally. Ask for clarity. Ask when to pray and when to release. This duty will grow with you as your discernment grows. Chosen one. This is not about saving the world. It is about obeying your portion. When each chosen one carries their assignment, the collective impact is massive. In the next part, we will move into Duty 3, Carry the Light, and why your presence alone disrupts darkness, even when you say nothing. Stay anchored. Your role in this unfolding plan is becoming clearer with every step. Chosen one. This duty may sound gentle, but it is one of the most confrontational assignments heaven gives. Your third duty is to carry the light, not perform it, not explain it, carry it. And there is a difference. Light does not argue with darkness. It exposes it simply by being present. This is why some rooms feel uneasy when you walk in. This is why certain conversations stop when you speak truth calmly. This is why people project onto you things you never said or did. Darkness reacts to light instinctively. Chosen one carrying the light is not about charisma or personality. It is about presence. Presence is what remains when words are unnecessary. It is the atmosphere you carry because of where you have been with God in private. I have learned this personally. Some of the most powerful moments of ministry in my life happened when I said very little. People felt peace, conviction, or clarity without explanation. That is not talent, that is light. You were never meant to shout your calling to be effective. You were meant to live aligned, and alignment radiates. The world is loud right now. Opinions, outrage, fear, distraction, everywhere. Light does not compete with noise. It cuts through it. Chosen one. The reason this duty is difficult is because light must be protected. Light can be dimmed, not extinguished, but dimmed by compromise, resentment, bitterness, and spiritual fatigue. This is why intimacy with God is not optional for you. Without intimacy, light flickers. With intimacy, it burns steadily. You may have noticed that when you drift spiritually even slightly, things feel heavier. Decision-making becomes unclear. Peace feels distant. That is not condemnation, it is sensitivity. Your spirit is calibrated finely. Small shifts affect you deeply because your assignment requires clarity. Carrying the light also means allowing God to shine through areas you might prefer to hide. This is where many hesitate. Light reveals inconsistencies, wounds, and attachments that still need healing. But this exposure is not to shame you, it is to free you. You cannot illuminate others while hiding from the light yourself. Chosen one. This duty is lived out in ordinary life more than spiritual moments. It is how you respond under pressure, how you treat people who cannot benefit you, how you speak when misunderstood. Light is most visible in everyday integrity. I want to share something real. There were seasons when I wanted God to use me publicly before He finished refining me privately, but every delay protected me. God knew that unrefined light attracts attention but cannot sustain impact. Now I understand He was preserving the light, not withholding it. Carrying the light also means entering places others avoid. Not physically always, but relationally and spiritually. You may feel drawn to people who are broken, misunderstood, or overlooked. You may sense compassion where others feel annoyance. That is not emotional weakness. That is light responding to darkness with mercy. But hear this clearly. Chosen one carrying the light does not mean absorbing darkness. You are a carrier, not a container. You bring light in and leave darkness displaced, not lodged inside you. This is why boundaries are essential. Even Jesus withdrew after pouring out. Some of you struggle because you give light continuously but do not return to the source consistently. Light must be replenished. Worship, prayer, silence, and obedience are not religious habits, they are refueling stations. Chosen. One another aspect of carrying the light is consistency. Flashy moments impress people. Consistent presence transforms environments. God trusts consistent carriers. That is why your calling has been tested over time. Longevity matters in light-bearing assignments. You may feel unseen at times, unacknowledged. That does not mean your light is ineffective. Often the deepest impact happens where applause is absent. Light works quietly before it works visibly. This duty will also provoke resistance. Some will misunderstand your silence as judgment. Others will feel exposed by your integrity. You may lose access to spaces that once welcomed you. That loss is not rejection, it is repositioning. Chosen one, when you carry the light, you represent heaven whether you intend to or not. That awareness may feel heavy at times, but it is also a privilege. Heaven trusted you with visibility in the spirit realm long before people recognized you in the natural. As the gathering approaches, those who have faithfully carried the light will be easy to recognize not by titles, but by presence. There is a weight to true light, a stillness, an authority that does not need to announce itself. I want you to reflect honestly. Where has your light been dimmed lately? Not condemned, honest. Is it exhaustion, disappointment, unresolved grief? God is not asking you to push harder. He is inviting you to come closer. Light strengthens near the source. Chosen one carrying the light prepares you for the next duty, because light does not exist for itself. It exists to restore. And that leads us into duty 4, heal and restore the assignment, where compassion becomes action and authority becomes tangible. Stay with me. The next part will speak directly to gifts God has already placed in your hands, whether you have recognized them yet or not. Chosen one. This duty is where heaven's compassion becomes visible on earth. Your 4th duty is to heal and restore, not as a performance, not as a label, but as a way of carrying God's heart into broken places and watching life return where hope once collapsed. Healing is not limited to the body. Restoration is not limited to moments. God restores people identity, purpose, and direction, and He entrusts this work to those who have themselves been healed in hidden ways. That is why your wounds mattered. That is why your tears were not wasted. I want to speak from experience here. The places where God has used me most powerfully to bring restoration were not places of strength I mastered. They were places of pain I surrendered. When God healed me quietly without an audience, He was preparing me to recognize pain in others without judgment. That recognition is essential for this duty. Chosen one. Healing flows most freely through humility. Authority does not come from claiming power. It comes from compassion aligned with obedience. You are not called to fix people. You are called to create space for God to move. Sometimes healing comes through prayer, sometimes through listening, sometimes through simply staying present when others would walk away. This duty will often look unspectacular, a conversation that brings clarity, a prayer that releases peace, a moment of encouragement that stops someone from giving up. These moments may never be public, but they are recorded in heaven. Restoration often happens quietly before it becomes visible. Chosen one. Some of you already carry healing gifts and have questioned them because they didn't manifest the way you expected. You thought healing had to look dramatic to be real. But God heals in layers, He restores in stages, and He entrusts greater authority to those who are faithful in the small, unseen moments. Healing also requires discernment. Not everyone is ready to be healed. Not every wound is meant to be addressed immediately. Some people need safety before they can receive freedom. God will guide you if you remain sensitive. This is why your listening matters as much as your speaking. There will be times when you feel burdened by the brokenness around you. This is where boundaries become crucial. You are a vessel, not the source. Healing flows through you, not from you. If you try to carry what God never asked you to hold, exhaustion will follow. Jesus healed many, but He also withdrew. That rhythm is wisdom. Chosen one restoration also means rebuilding what was stolen. The enemy does not only attack bodies, he attacks confidence, calling faith and relationships. God often uses the chosen to stand in the gap where betrayal occurred, to speak life where lies dominated, and to help people reclaim what they lost. This may place you in uncomfortable situations. You may be sent into places marked by trauma, addiction, grief, or confusion, not to be consumed by them, but to introduce order. Your calm in chaos is not accidental. Your steadiness in crisis is not learned, it is imparted. Healing and restoration will also test your patience. Some people heal slowly. Some resist freedom because pain has become familiar. Do not take resistance personally. Your role is obedience, not control. Trust the timing of God's work in others, as He once asked others to trust His timing in you. Chosen one, there is also a prophetic aspect to this duty. Restoration often begins with revelation, seeing what is broken beneath the surface. God may give you insight into the root of an issue, not just the symptom. This is not to expose, it is to restore. Handle this insight with gentleness. Truth delivered without love can wound. Love delivered without truth can delay healing. As the gathering approaches, many chosen ones will experience an increase in healing encounters. Not because you suddenly became more powerful, but because heaven is aligning authority with readiness. God trusts those who have learned to carry power without ego. You may notice that after moments of healing, opposition sometimes follows. This is not coincidence. Restoration threatens the enemy's territory. When chains break, resistance reacts. Do not be surprised by this. Stay anchored, stay humble, stay obedient. Chosen one. Let me say this clearly. You are not responsible for outcomes. You are responsible for faithfulness. Some seeds you plant will grow long after you leave. Some restorations will complete without your involvement. Heaven assigns you a role, not the entire process. There will also be moments when God asks you to receive healing, not give it. Do not neglect this. The healer must remain whole. Pride resists receiving help. Humility welcomes it. Even Elijah needed rest. Even Paul needed encouragement. Even Jesus allowed others to minister to him. This duty will stretch your compassion and deepen your authority. It will require vulnerability and courage, but it will also reveal God's heart to you in ways few experience. There is nothing like watching life return where despair once ruled. Chosen one, healing and restoration prepare you for what comes next, because restored people become prepared people. And that leads us into duty 5, spread the message, the assignment, to release what God has entrusted to you so others can awaken and prepare. Stay with me. The path is unfolding with precision, and your obedience is shaping more than you can see. Chosen one, receive this moment with reverence. What was sealed is opening. What was hidden is being revealed. You are not late, and you are not early. You are standing in your exact Kairos moment, the appointed hour written on heaven's clock for you. Let this word rest in you. Carry it in prayer. Stand on it when the path feels quiet, and trust it when the call feels near. Anointed one, remain faithful, remain aligned, remain watchful. Heaven is not finished with you. Your scroll is unfolding. Your authority is strengthening, and your assignment is drawing closer. If your spirit agrees, quietly declare "I am ready" in the comments as an act of alignment. Stay connected, share this word with those who carry the same seal, and walk forward in peace. Until we meet again, be ready. Heaven is watching.